feliz a todos, soy Kat, bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio de Cat Lady. Creo que este intro está grabado un poco después de mi shock del episodio pasado, por si lo quieren ver. Entonces, no sé qué más decirles, nada más la advertencia, porque siempre es importante advertir de ese tipo de cosas. Este video contiene contenido inapropiado, lenguaje violento, sangre y desnudos. Que no son aptos para menores de edad. Así que eres pequeñito o no te gusta este tipo de contenido, por favor ve otros de mis videos que son igualmente de divertidos e entretenidos. Sin la sangre, eso creo. Sí, creo que sí, la mayoría de ellos. Ok, entonces empecemos.
Hope you don't mind creepy posters.
It's your room. You can do what you like with it. But I definitely prefer this to fairies, rainbows, and pink unicorns. Did you make these?
No. My boyfriend made them. Some of them, anyway. So, Miss Ashworth, I happen to have a bottle of wine in my bag. I was going to leave it to Robert, but I forgot all about it.
Robert?
The guy with the rats?
Oh, yes. Of course.
So, shall we have a drink, then? We could get to know each other a bit more. I know, I promised I won't get in the way. And, I mean, you don't have to if you don't feel like it. But since we're going to live together for a little while, it won't hurt if we talk to each other, will it?
Yeah, that's okay, I guess.
Great! I'll bring the wine. Oh, damn. It's one of those bottles with a cork. Have you got a bottle opener, Miss Ashworth?
In the kitchen. I'll go get it, shall I?
Yes, please. And while you're there, could you get a couple of glasses, too?
Muy bien, ahora ya tenemos todo esto. Ya creo que pasó el corto que tuve la otra vez. La verdad me entré en shock. Entré en shock. No sé por qué no se ve mi mouse, pero vamos a ir a recuperar esas botellas de vino. Examinar. Me recuerda a mí misma cuando era joven. A ver, otra vez. Me recuerda a mí misma cuando era joven. No estoy segura de que pueda confiar en ella completamente, pero hasta ahora parece sincera. Tal vez le dé una oportunidad. Está interesante, me gusta el arte que tienen colgando en la pared. Vamos a ver ahorita. Como había comentado, esta parte del juego tiene muchísimo diálogo. Sacar corchos, cerrar la escena. Y ya en determinado momento creo que ya no voy a hablar, así que por si ya no escuchan mi voz, pues discúlpenme, pero una para mí y una para Mitzi. Ok, perfecto, tenemos las copas. Así que posiblemente ya no lea, antes de seguir, posiblemente ya no lea las opciones, así que van a escuchar un poco del diálogo ya, para dejarlos más tranquilos también y que yo no esté interrumpiendo tanto, porque no me gusta interrumpir. También esto se escucha muy bien de fondo, entonces...
There you go. Let's get that bottle open.
Yeah. But we'll need glasses, too. See if you can find some.
¿Quiere copas? Pues miren, ya yo tengo las copas. Nomás déjenme me acomodo mi audífono.
I found some wine glasses.
All right. That's all we need. Oh, Miss Ashworth, I really must say this before we start.
Yeah?
I promise I won't cut your throat when you're asleep.
Very funny, Mitzi.
Oh, no, I mean it.
That's fine. But just so you know, I always sleep with my eyes open.
Okay.
Oh, it's not raining anymore.
Oh well, I don't mind rain. Sometimes I even like it. But according to weather forecast, there's a nasty fog coming. Now that I'm actually scared of. I got lost in a fog once, when I was just 9 or 10. I remember I sat under a tree crying, thinking some monster would appear right in front of me and drag me away.
But now that you're a big girl, you know there are no monsters.
Yeah? How do you know?
Maybe you're right. I will believe in them when I see one.
With this fog approaching fast, you might be in luck, Miss Ashworth. I am so glad I'm not spending another night outside. I might be a big girl now, but there will always be a part of me that is frightened, I guess. Did you know they actually have a name for it? It's called homiclophobia, fear of fog.
We are living in crazy times, Mitzi. So, the big C. Want to talk about it?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really want to tell you about it like that. I put you in a very difficult position, I know. It's just that I was really desperate to get this room. I hope you can understand. This is the last and most important thing I must do before my time is up.
It's fine. You seem alright. It's just... I find it hard to trust people these days. Maybe it's time I opened my eyes to see others have problems too. Some, like yourself, even bigger than mine. What kind of cancer is it? Do you mind me asking?
Brain tumor. Her name is glioblastoma.
Huh.
Yep, they're all girls, the way I imagine it. Just look at their names. Lymphoma, melanoma, myeloma, leukemia, sarcoma. Each of them a fucking goddess of death. Beautiful and ruthless.
You might just be right about that, Mitzi. I used to be a nurse. I know a few things about cancer. And I know glioblastoma. She's a real bitch.
Yeah, and yet she gets to be the prom queen before night ends, while I disappear down the back exit.
How long?
They said I had a year. But that was 6 months ago, so... yeah. Not awfully long.
Is there anything...
They've tried.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So am I. Do you want to talk about something else?
How are you planning to find this guy?
I don't know yet. A bit of detective work, perhaps. It shouldn't be that hard, really. There are only 8 apartments here. 1 is yours. That leaves us with 7. I was hoping that you could give me a hand, actually. You know some of your neighbors, don't you?
Not many. I never really cared about them. They changed over the years, too. You probably also figured by now that this is not the sort of place where new neighbors are greeted with a freshly baked cake. You see a new face, you give them a blank stare as you pass them in the hall, and you forget about them a minute later.
That bad, eh?
Well, there's that bald guy who lives above me in flat 5. He came here recently to shout in my face. He's a nasty piece of work, but I really don't think he's the person you're looking for.
What does he do for a living?
I think he's a train driver.
I can't imagine somehow that my guy would be a train driver. Okay, that's good. Leaves us with just 6. Anyone else you know?
I'd have to think.
You know, maybe not tonight. Let's just talk about something else, okay? I have plenty of time. There's no need to rush this. Maybe tomorrow we could sit down together and make a plan. I could draw a simple map of the building and with your help mark down who lives where.
Sounds good to me, Mitzi. You mentioned a boyfriend. Tell me something about him.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about him. His name is Jack. He's dead.
Oh.
Miss Ashworth, are you sure you want to listen about my miserable life? I don't want to bring you down. These aren't happy stories.
And I'm not a happy stories kind of person. I'm sure you've noticed by now.
I guess so. Anyway, I suppose I would have had to tell you about Jack sooner or later. After all, he is the main reason I'm here. I just don't know where to start.
Ok, voy a intervenir porque también necesita hablar de vez en cuando en ese video. Pues, sí que Mitzi tiene una historia algo pesada. Obviamente está buscando a alguien aquí en este apartamento. ¿Por qué? Todavía no sabemos. Quiere hacerle unas preguntas. Su cáncer es uno muy, muy fuerte. No tiene mucho tiempo de vida. Y pues también sabemos que aquí Susan no tiene mucha habilidad social, así que no puede ayudarle mucho todavía. Vamos a saber más o menos de Jack, que es el novio que falleció de Mitzi, y a ver qué es lo que pasa. Vamos a preguntarle cómo se conocieron. Voy a hacer este plan. Cómo se conocieron, si hizo las imágenes del cuarto, cómo tomó la noticia del cáncer y cómo murió. En ese orden.
Tell me how you two met.
Oh, we knew each other for like forever. We grew up on the same street. It's funny how we seem to be made for each other. Perfect match. I always knew he was the guy for me, and I'm sure he never doubted that either. Jack was absolutely crazy about me. We thought one day we would marry, have children, be happy. I never had many friends because I had Jack. I didn't need anybody else. You know, if there's one thing I'm really grateful for in my life, it's that I got to experience this pure, perfect love. Some people go through a lifetime without knowing how it feels. I guess I've been very lucky. But all luck runs out sometimes.
Jack made those pictures on your wall. Was he an artist?
He always liked all kinds of morbid stuff, whether it was music, movies, paintings. So do I, really. We had that in common, amongst other things. People say it's depressing to listen to sad songs or watch sad films, but I never felt that way.
And yet, you are scared of fog?
Oh, that's different. I might be scared of fog, but I like spiders. They're beautiful.
You must be out of your mind, Mitzi.
No, honestly, there's a certain indescribable beauty in sadness. Just like there's beauty in the grey and ugly winter morning when you look past the obvious and notice what others can't see.
You must love my apartment then. It's like Ugly took a vacation here and never went home again. How did he take the news about your cancer?
He thought I was joking at first. He laughed. And he got really angry. I swore to him I was serious, but he still wouldn't believe me. We had a big fight that night. It was our first and only fight. But it was awful. He smashed some stuff. His guitar, of all things, was the worst. He loved that guitar. Why did he break it? He was absolutely furious. He walked out on me that night, and when he came back the next day, he was different. Begged me to try surgery and chemotherapy. I didn't really want those things, but I did the chemo for him. It didn't help. It just made me feel sick all the time. I felt trapped in this strange place where nothing that happened around me seemed real. Maybe that's why I didn't see what my cancer was doing to Jack, and it was destroying him as well. He changed. He became obsessed with death. It seemed death was all he ever thought about, even though it was me, not him, who was supposed to die.
How did he die? How did Jack die?
It was so distant the last few weeks before he died. What I didn't know was that he kept looking for something. I don't think he even knew what exactly. But it eventually found him. Or rather, he found him. There are those forums online, you know, about all sorts of stuff. Fishing, computer games, horses, gambling, addictions, everything really. Accidentally, Jack stumbled upon one about suicide. There's a guy there, calls himself the Eye of Adam. He's a fucking god on that forum. It's like a failed suicide club. People mostly try to help each other and offer support. Sometimes it just helps to know there are others like you. To listen to their stories and how they cope with their lives. But the Eye of Adam is an advocate of death. He dwells on human weakness. His job is to plant an idea, to give them a reason to die and tell them how to do it, once and for good. Jack took the bait. Before he knew, he was completely brainwashed. One day he sat down with me and tried to explain his perfect solution. It was the Romeo and Juliet kind of scenario. We were both to die together in each other's arms. It was supposed to be a quick and foolproof death. There was no chance we would have been saved, all thanks to the Eye of Adam, who created a tool for perfect suicide. He told me it was very simple. All we needed were 2 easily accessible household chemicals, which combined together create a gas called hydrogen sulfide that kills you within a couple of minutes. I told him he was fucking nuts, of course, but he just wouldn't give up. He reasoned with me, then he begged, and eventually just kept screaming at me. I figured it was his crazy idea of a modern romance, but it was downright tacky and just wrong. Finally, he said he would get everything ready and wait for me in our special place at dawn, 5 in the morning. Don't be late. Those were his last words he said to me. Then he stormed out. I cried for hours, thinking I didn't deserve all that from the person I loved most in the whole world. A few times I even tried to persuade myself that maybe he was right and I should do it. But I just couldn't. I eventually fell asleep. I didn't plan it. My head was killing me. I was so tired. I woke up suddenly. I could see the sun rising out my window. It was nearly 5. In utter panic, I threw myself off the bed and ran out the door. I needed to stop him. I needed to get there before it was too late. But right there in my bedroom, before I even left, I already knew it was. When I arrived at our special place, it was already bright. We used to go there in the past, drink wine, sometimes smoke weed and listen to Pink Floyd, sometimes make love in Jack's car. There wasn't really anything special about that old parking lot. But to us there was. It was completely abandoned. It was quiet. It was safe. After that day, I've never gone there again.
Ok, déjenme guardar. Uf, eso estuvo pesado. No creo que nos vaya a gustar lo que va a pasar. Ok, avancemos poco a poco. Oh no. Ahorita lo voy a decir en voz alta porque necesito tiempo para meditarlo. No quiero decir lo siento tanto porque es horrible. Creo que ahora entiendo. Había carteles en la ventana del coche. ¿Qué tan fuerte es el gas? Bueno, diré Lo siento tanto, creo que ahora lo entiendo, después los carteles y después el gas.
I'm so sorry. I think now I understand. He loved you so much, he couldn't bear the thought of living without you. And that guy, the Eye of Adam. I'm not surprised you want to find him. I know I would. I'm not sure if I should believe that you only want to talk to him. But hey, that's none of my business. I wouldn't know what I'd do if this happened to me.
Good to know, but I really just want to talk. I want to face Jack's killer and tell him what he's done to me. You know, the funny part is that he actually told me where he lives. He wants to meet me. Would you believe that?
How come?
Well, this kind of thing he does is called trolling on the internet. It's usually a form of extreme bullying and psychological cruelty. Those who are clever enough say, don't feed the troll, don't talk to them. It only makes it worse if you show any interest in them at all. And Eye of Adam is no exception. He craves attention. He's a hungry troll who wants to devour as many hearts as he can get a hold of. I emailed him and told him I was a massive fan who loves his work. He wouldn't believe me at first. But trolls are always hungry, and I was prepared to serve him a meal fit for a king.
What do you mean?
I fed him so much bullshit that he really believed I'm a suicide preacher just like him.
Great. I wish he'd given you his door number, though.
It's all a part of some sick game he's playing. Sooner or later, I'll find him.
There were signs on the car windows.
Warning signs, yeah. I found on that forum that the Eye of Adam doesn't want any accidental deaths. So he posted this poster design for people to print. It turns out there's a whole sick ideology behind it. Fumes from the car could hurt anyone who opens the door, and that's not the point. The idea is to die willingly and with clear mind, to prepare for it, to embrace it.
Jesus. You'd think the police would investigate the whole thing. Sounds almost like a sect.
This guy knows how to hide. The police can't be bothered to make an effort. It took me 3 months to track him down. Now I'm finally so close. I can almost smell that fucker.
How strong is that gas?
Extremely deadly, it turns out. It kills in minutes. It's that stinky stuff that smells like rotten eggs, you know? At high concentrations, it can knock down an elephant.
What are those two chemical products?
Well, I'm not sure if you want to know that.
I get it. You don't want to tell me because I'm a fucking suicidal maniac. Is that it?
No, Miss Ashworth. No, I didn't mean it like that. Okay. Maybe to some extent. Just replace maniac with victim and fucking with recovering. You've only just come back from the hospital. Whatever it was that made you do it, you proved you are capable of going through with it. I don't know you long enough to tell you if you're completely over it now. And the last thing I want is to give you stupid ideas. It would be just like what the Eye of Adam does. I would never forgive myself if anything happened to you because of me. I mean, how could I?
Ok. Ahora tengo otras preguntas. ¿Qué tal si te prometo nunca volverlo a hacer? He aprendido mi lección, la muerte no es lo mío, aquellos que quieren morir siempre encontrarán una forma. Le voy a prometer que no lo volveré a hacer, pero ya rompí la promesa porque ya lo vimos.
What if I promise to you I will never do it again?
Okay. Alright. But if you don't keep your promise, Miss Ashworth, I'll find you in hell and kick your lying ass for breaking my already broken heart.
You can't kick my ass when I'm dead.
I'll soon be dead too, Miss Ashworth. So, yeah, I swear I will do it.
I don't think so. You'll go to heaven, you muppet.
The recipe for this deadly cocktail is very simple. Any good housewife can make it in a blast.
Ok. Guardar otra vez. Ok. Ok, ya lo hice. Guardado rápido, creo que es lo que hice. F1, ok. Entonces vamos a ver qué es lo que encontramos aquí. Me imagino que vamos a vengarnos de este cerdo de ahí. Atrapar gatos. Examinar. Es lo que uso para atrapar gatos. Pensé que estas trampas se habían prohibido hace tiempo. Pues no creo que sea muy legal, Ok. Puerta. Examinar. Viene un... Oh, está dormido. Despacito, despacito, despacito. Está vacía la cubeta. Colecciona armas, debe ser su pequeña pasión. Si tan solo pusiese a alcanzar una. Pero están todas demasiado cerca de él, seguramente se despertaría. Ok. Está profundamente dormido, quizás esté ebrio o drogado. En cualquier caso, no tengo oportunidad de una pelea contra este tipo. Es rápido y fuerte, y está demente. Pero no es el tipo más listo del mundo. Tendré que usar mi inteligencia para deshacerme de él. Es una habitación... Esta debe ser su habitación privada. Se la pasa aquí sentado todo el día jugando con sus armas mientras arriba Betty la fea le hace la comida. Qué pareja encantadora. Por la ventana rota entra una corriente de aire frío. Ok. Pasa. Ok. Discúlpeme, me fui un ratito. Vamos a subir. No, quiero subir. Subir. Y hacerlo con cuidado. Uh. No puedo. Mira, afuera lo único que veo es niebla. Nunca podré encontrar el camino a casa. Examinar. Es vieja como todo lo demás en esta casa. Está cubierta de telarañas y polvo. No me quiero sentar ahí. Ventana. Lámpara. Linda lámpara. No sucede nada. No sucede nada. Necesita una nueva bombilla. Debería buscar una. Está oscuro y no puedo ver nada. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Y si muero ahorita? ¡Qué miedo, qué miedo! ¡Basta! Ok, salí de aquí. Este es el sótano. Estas son las escaleras. La cocina. El reloj. Entrada. A ver. Ok, me podría ir. Ladrillos rojos. Parte de la pared está muy dañada. Probablemente haya chocado la camioneta contra ella alguna vez. Vamos a sacarlo. Por dañada que esté, no puedo sacar los ladrillos con las manos. Ok. Creo que no es opción irme. Sí, no. No. No es opción irme. No se ve nada. Parte de la entrada, ventana pequeña, camioneta. Está cerrada. Casi me alegro de haber estado inconsciente cuando me trajo aquí. A través de la ventana puedo ver sangre y excrementos animales por todos lados. Pero la puerta trasera está cerrada. Me pregunto si podré encontrar la llave de repuesto en algún lugar. Teléfono. Hay un teléfono adentro. Ok. Allá está adentro el secuestrador. Ok, tengo mucho miedo. Ay, no. Ok, guardando. Les gusta beber. A ver. Tomar un cuchillo. Al menos para tener algo. Aquí es donde cocina. Las sartenes sucias aún apestan a estofado de gato rancio. ¡Ay, qué asco! Viscoso, no creo que lave muy a menudo. Ay, basta, basta. No quiero abrir la nevera tampoco. ¿Mesa? Esconderse. No necesito esconderme ahora. Ay, rayos. La mesa está sucia, llena de asquerosos restos de muchas cenas. Hay un fuerte hedor a carne podrida. Tomar. Oh, perfecto. Ya sé qué voy a hacer con eso. No hay nada aquí.
Well, well.
Ah.
Boxes full of bleach. I suppose I deserve a bottle. I've worked hard for it. This reminds me of something.
The first thing you need is a strong toilet bleach. You know the kind. Not just a regular bleach, but one that makes your eyes all watery and skin itchy.
What's going on? Something is wrong, Mitzi. The cats are alarming.
That's exactly like when I found you, Miss Ashworth.
We've got to check what's going on.
Oh, I'm really sorry, but there is no way I'm going out in this fog.
Fine. I'll go on my own then.
Ok, pues yo creo que se va a arrepentir Mitzi de no ir con ellas. Ah, no, ese es el vecino fastidioso. Primer piso. El ruido viene de afuera, debería bajar a investigar. Planta baja. Ok. En un buzón comunal guarda el correo de todos los inquilinos en distintos compartimentos cerrados con llave. No hay correo para Susan Ashworth. Sorpresa, sorpresa. Todos los otros compartimentos están con llave. ¿Qué es esto? Es la van del tipo... ¡Ay! Me asusté yo sola.
Bloody fog. Can't see a thing. Someone could be getting murdered 2 feet away, and not a soul would notice. But still, it could be worse. At least it's not raining, eh? Always look on the bright side, they say, and I always do. Not a talkative type, are you? What's your name, sweetheart?
No es asunto tuyo.
Don't be such a scaredy cat, sweetheart. You're Susan, aren't you? A kind man had described to me what you look like. And what can I say? He was spot on.
What do you want?
I'm just here on a job, sweetheart. Nothing more. I had a call, you see. There's a cat problem. And apparently, some crazy cat lady keeps making it worse for everyone. A crazy cat lady called Susan, I was told. Now, you ain't gonna like it, sweetheart, but I'm taking you for a ride.
Así fue como acabamos aquí. Ay, lo odio, lo odio. Ok, guardado. Nada más para asegurarme que estoy guardando bien. Ok, sí, ya revisé. Continuar. Un trapo. Lo voy a tomar. Es mío. Oh, no. No, me regreso. Aquí no quiero estar. Qué miedo, qué miedo. Voy a ver si me puedo ir allá afuera. Hay algo más acá arriba. Aquí arriba solo hay dormitorios. Mejor me mantengo en la planta baja por ahora. Ok. No hicieron segundo piso. Entrar. Creo que puedo usar este para tapar la ventana de aquí. A lo que yo creo vamos a usar ¿cómo se llama? Ese gas para controlar el flujo del aire, pero no sé cuál otro. A ver. ¿Abrir? Claro, como si adentro fuera un pasadizo secreto. Se lo dejará a otro para que lo descubra. Yo ya estoy bastantes aprietos. Ok, el reloj funciona. Si me voy abajo. Ok, aquí ya no hay nada. Vamos a subir. No tengo nada. Yo estoy segura que ¿qué es eso que les digo? La lámpara, la lámpara. Examinar. La lámpara está encendida. No veo ningún interruptor por ningún lado. Está demasiado caliente, no puedo tocarla. Entonces, el trapo. Perfecto. Ok. Vamos a intentar el otro lado ahora. Vamos a utilizar esta. ¡Ay, me pone los nervios! ¡Basta! Los libros no parecen haber sido tocados en mucho tiempo. ¡Ay, basta! Quizás los antiguos dueños los dejaron aquí. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Una guía telefónica vieja? Podría ser útil, pero no estoy segura de qué número buscar. No es como si tuviera amigos para llamar o pedir ayuda. Es de hace 10 años. Aún así, no sé qué buscar. ¿Nuestro nombre? Tal vez. A ver. ¿Podré quitarla? Ok. No, esta se queda aquí. Necesito otra bombilla. Pero creo que ya no me deja tomar esta. Sí, ya no. Basta, me pone nervioso. Me pone muy nerviosa. Ok, tengo que ir a la sala de las tinas verdes que vimos. Ok, chicos. Estoy viendo el tiempo y no quiero hacer el episodio muy largo. Lo vamos a hacer de media hora, más o menos. Así que vamos a salvar. Porque en realidad no puedo creer que el cuarto seguro de la casa, o mejor dicho, donde me siento más segura aquí, es en este cuarto. Entonces aquí me voy a quedar. Vamos a guardar. Ok, muy bien. Y vamos a volver al menú. Bueno, no creo que no puedo. Muy bien, chicos, muchas gracias por acompañarme. Espero que tengan un muy, muy bonito día. Kat y Susan se despiden y nos vemos para la próxima. Bye.